but I only say it on recording. I said 1,000 times before. The soundtrack in Wani is just, every time I hear it, man, full of vibes. So this is not a short chapter, and I'm honestly kind of worried that it's going to be doing more of that wheel spinning I hate so much. So I'm just going to get preemptively a little mad and waggle my little finger. I'm just gonna leave it at that and see what comes blowing our way. What even is this? It's the venue search. So, can I put my little beans on the table and put points aside? Like, one of the reasons I don't like it when people just recycle the same fucking plot beats is some of this shit was boring. Listen, as a whole, right? Snoot game, Wani, mwah, love it. Glad to be an experience richer. But, like, every story has its weak points. And if you're just gonna verbatim the bad parts, that is A, admitting you don't know what the fuck good writing is to the point you'll copy crappy homework. And B, it's like, my man, you had a chance to do literally anything else. And you decided to go with the bad shit? My man, you could have... Oh, there were opportunities for you to show us a little something something. Anyway, let's get going. I'm probably going to make a lot of gag noises as my stomach fiercely resists the amount of teriyaki burger currently located on the inside of me. You're just going to have to live with that. Sorry. So I learned a valuable lesson today. Track meets are loud given that they are outside. And Oh, I see. And it hadn't even actually started yet. Why do you say even actually? Like, I get it. Maybe it's just Inco's my better speech. Let's move on. In fairness, I'd never gone to any sort of school sports event before that I could recall. But having all the different students and their family here added up to a larger population packed onto a field and bleachers than I had anticipated. I had accepted NASA's invitation to attend the event, and was more than happy to be there to support my friend. Unfortunately, I had no idea where to sit. I could technically sit anywhere. I was kind of hoping to sit with Naomi, or at least meet Nasa's parents, since they were supposed to be here too. I would like to point out that as much as I give shit, this is not in the original game, and it fits Inco, so hey, thumbs up. I'm just complaining about the fact that the venue search is a real slow burn. Man. But I don't know what his parents looked like. And I couldn't make out Naomi or Fang from visual noise of the bright Why would Inco use the term Technicolor? Wouldn't he use the term like rainbow? Like, Anon uses it because he's a pretentious little asshole, right? So he knows terms like Technicolor, even though that term has not been used for... Inco would call them a rainbow or a blend of colors or something, but not fucking Technicolor. He's not Inco! This is weird fringe knowledge this man should not have. Oh man, I was here to cheer on NASA first and foremost anyway. I pushed past the few dinos that were milling and chatting around the base of the bleachers where the families... Jesus, this is a run-on sentence. My God, this is a run-on sentence. Make this a sentence, put a fucking period in, continue off from there, a hell of a lot better. I pushed past a few dinos that were still milling and chatting around the base of the bleachers. That's where the families for Volcano High's team were located. Once there, I've leaned against the fence that separated the section from the... I don't fucking care, man. As loud and chaotic as why are you calling it a section? As loud and chaotic as everything was, and the event hadn't even started yet. You already said that. You already called out how weird that is. Already, this was kind of fun. It was neat seeing so many people there to support their families. You just talked about how you're here to support Nasser. Yeah, here. Right up here. It was an unfamiliar experience for me personally. Why don't you say personally it was an unfamiliar experience? But I was like let's just talk about like the granular sentence structure, right? The important part of the sentence is that this is something that Inco. Also, since we're technically listening to your thoughts, Inco, wouldn't everything already be personally an experiences are inherently personal, right? That's a weird thing to think about now that I think about English. But I was more than glad to see it happen for others. Again, the phrasing's so askew. It's all Dutch angles in writing. And as a Dutchman, I know something about Dutch angles. Half my country is at a 45-degree slope for some reason. And we're like level. Everything's flat. Somehow it's at a... I looked out across the field, seeing the various student athletes from different schools in the main district all doing their warm-up. Oh look, it's a sentence I can actually stomach that's, setting shit up. Surprisingly, I did spot a human or two in the mix. But my main focus... I don't want to shit on your potatoes, but you've been mentioning the idea of, like, I think this is the third time this guy's been like, the actual reason, like, it's insecure if you constantly have to repeat the core concept. Oh, I spotted NASA doing his warm-up. In blue and yellow colored uniform. He was a ways off, but it looked like he was doing well. Thank God you actually started with I spotted instead and then going to look. Because if you had... I would have been so mad. Good. I put my bag down and put my camera out from it. I wasn't doing any official things. But I figured NASA and everybody would enjoy a couple of glamour shots of him in action. Why are you just actually, think about it. Why wouldn't you call them, like, glamour shots? A couple of action shots, give him some descriptors. You're a fucking photographer, Inco. You know what these things should be called. After checking my... And if you can't write that shit, don't write Inco like that. After checking my settings, I line up the shot for my position, waiting for a good one and us. That's so awkward. There's something about the English that just doesn't work for me. Like, why do I need to know? It's like, of course it's your fucking position, Inco. You don't have massive telescopic arms. And there. Although I will admit, it's being very, very contemporary. Like, can I just point out, it's really weird to use this, like, past tense combined with... I mean, to be honest, past tense makes more sense. But like, we got a lot of writing that implies that Inco is in the moment. We got good, we got oh, we got him fucking responding. Holy shit. We're using the first-person perspective. God damn. A lucky boy. Lucky me. I pressed the button and snapped the frame of not... What do you mean the frame? You mean the sight? The frame... You mean an animation frame, Inco? Stretching himself tall, his wings spread out as far as they could go. You're missing words now. Also, you gamosexual. I pulled the camera back and was What? You already snapped the picture! What do you mean you're considering the shot? Or do you mean you're thinking about... Oh, God. You are analyzing. You are opinionating about the shot. You're not considering shit! That's not what considering is! Anon got telescopic arms. Inco's got telescopic... It runs in the moose family. One of your limbs just goes places. God damn! Consider to think carefully about something, typically before making a decision. Apparently, it can also be to look attentively at something. Well, I guess that's a definition I didn't know, and now I do. It's still a bit atypical, but I'm gonna waggle the finger back at me this time. Contemplate's a good one, though. I see contemplate in that context. Ugh. Actually, I have used considered like that before. Just not... My brain's not in the right register. You shades, man. Why the fuck? Oh, yeah, I forgot. Reed is the mascot. That's why he's here. Ah! I yelped as the sudden yell from my side. Well, everyone's yelling. I mean, that's just how sports goes, my man. I fumbled my camera only for a moment before getting a grip on it and then let out a shaky breath. Thank God I didn't drop it. I looked over to see a large inflatable... It's inflatable? Oh my God. Please. Reed, I don't need to know. You're into pool toys. Of our T-Rex mascot awkwardly waddled over and quickly leaned again. I like how he quickly leans. How the fuck do you quickly lean in that suit, Reed? Are you a master of the fursuit? The head comically flopping over due to the momentum before reorienting. Hi? Man, it's me. Wait, that voice. Reed? Yeah, bro, how's it going? Didn't think I'd see you. I could hear Reed drawl out from inside of the suit. As I looked closer through the visibility screen, there was the open maw of King Rex. I could just about make out his pink muzzle. Why do you call it a distinct pink muzzle? Like, you already know it's him. Just say his. Use pronouns. Or you're one of those weirdos who's like, I don't want... Pronouns, no thanks. I will refer to everyone by their name exclusively. I came to cheer Nasser on. I mean, isn't that what a mascot does, too? The head flopped over to the side for a moment, pantomiming being deep in thought. I hate this fucking line at this point in my life. But admittedly, that's just because I've read something where that gets brought up so fucking much. It's not like they are deep in thought. It's always like they're... Goddamn. Like, what is it with these people and just not writing shit out? Just commit to the bit, man. Don't be a coward. Don't say almost. Don't say seem. Write it hard, fast. Fucking punch my jaw out. If you ever get an editor, they're gonna tell you you're pussyfooting. You're stepping nobody's toes. There are no toes. Stop tiptoeing. Stomp like a dinosaur. Was that just what Reed did naturally, or was he that good at playing up the mascot game? I mean, he's probably just that good at it. Reed bothers, you know, he tries. Oh yeah, I kinda forgot he was in track. Reed chuckled. I didn't know you were the school mascot, guy? So, like, I'm sorry to tell you, but I know enough that, like, one of the big rules of mascotting, right, is you're not supposed to talk. One of the big rules of mascotting is you're not supposed to talk. Okay. Sorry, Reed, but you're fired. Like, there are rules about... Oh. Goddamn. What are some of the other rules, too? Communicate only through gestures and movements. Do not speak while in costume. Stay in character. Do not take the head off or other parts while in public. And if you get in bad weather, get under a little roof. You know, your suit's not made for that. But if you want to get your fursuit fucking wet, you know, go fucking nuts, man. You're the loser that has to clean it. And pay for it, too. Thousands of dollars for fucking what? Alright. Yeah, man. I get to wear me, man, the king. Dance around and have fun all day. Sounds like a good way to spend an afternoon, you know? My throat's still fucked up, in case you're wondering why I'm... Oh, God, we're not even that far in yet. Oh, sure, I get that. Plus, this thing is like a ton of pockets on the inside for storing stuff. You know, they're probably meant for cooling packs, you know, so you don't literally die. You're in California! That suit's killing you! I'm making my own fic, and it's gonna be nuts if dementia doesn't kick in. Oh, goddamn. That's what I want. That's what I like to hear. Yeah, I bet. For holding water and snacks, since it's not like you'll be able to get out easily. Yeah, tons of snacks up in this guy for sure. Gotta handle the munchies while I work. I personally prefer that Inco does not know what the munchies are. He's like, oh, you're just a little hunky. Not, it's drug-induced hunky. Reed paused for a moment, scanning the crowd. Turn back to, you know, sitting with Naomi. Figured you two were still buds. I couldn't spot her in the crowd. And I couldn't see Fang or know what their parents looked like. Nah, man, Fang ain't here. They're not? Never are. Never will be. Never were. Huh. Did I just not like Draco? Oh, man. How did you miss Naomi, bro? She's like right there. As he does, he used one of King Rex's tiny forearms to point into the seats. I crouched down a little and followed the sideline. Oh, wow, sure enough, there she is. About 2/3 of the way up the stands, next to a large male terror who admittedly looks a lot like Nasser. Man, Reed, good eye. Oh, man, it's nothing. Should have seen me in a Snipes-only match. Reed, Inco has no idea what you're talking about. Set up. Anno gets an emergency call from his uncle. Calls him down to DC, and he brings Fang with him. One thing leads to another, and Anna has to break him out of federal court via the Hoxton Breaker. Would you trust Anna with that, though? Look, I say a lot about Anna on the pat pads, but... Well, I should probably get up there and see if there's a seat for me. Oh. Before I do, I'm going to take a picture of you rocking the suit. Oh, hell, man. One sec. He waddled a short distance away before striking a pose. I'm not sure how he managed to articulate the tiny forearms to be crossed like that, but our King Rex looks sufficiently smug and defiant in all his blue and yellow glory. They get their payday, dude. God, fuck, no! I lined up the shot and right as I clicked, a huge billow of smoke came rolling out the suit's mouth. Sign to shake my head. So you got a good one? I'm pretty sure, yeah. That's been perfect, man. You're pretty great at this. Reed said as he flopped the suit over the low fence and planted on... I was on the other side of the fence. I was completely discombobulated. I guess he was trying to give me a friendly pat. Oh my god, are you in the head for that? Reed, are you, Are you smoking the wacky tobacco while you're at work? I can't help but be concerned. I know Reed well enough at this point to know that he was a pretty cool and chill guy, and other than our backpack mix-up, never did anything like this. His habits trouble on anyone else. It was all my fault anyway. But really, in front of hundreds of people, while he's mascotting, that won't do. You know, all I'm saying is that if I ever write a mascotting section in one of my fics, you'll know immediately that it was me, because I'm going into too much fucking detail. These people are glossing. Glossed. Just enough to keep me lively, man. Don't worry. As long as I get it all clean out afterwards, Spears doesn't care. Alright, just don't get into trouble, okay? You got it, hombre! Reed confirmed, managing to give me his patented double guns with the tiny mascot forearms. Manny was really good at that. Glad I waved him goodbye, to which he replied with a furious flopping the suit's head back and forth, which, admittedly, did elicit a laugh out of me. It looked like first event was starting soon, so I hoofed it over and up the stairs, shimmying my way along the row. Just before I reached her, Naomi had finally noticed me. Oh, Inco, you made it! Nasa will be so happy that you came! Oh, hey, Naomi. Yeah, I got her a little bit ago, but I didn't spot you originally. I tried to also look for Fang, but I guess they're not here. It's honestly, Fang is easier to spot. Those wings actually are... I always say that, like, Fang's wings are pretty big, but I forgot. Are they, like, taller than Fang? Or are the wings, like, on point? Are they on fleek, as they say? Listen, I'm cool with the kids. I know what it means. I know all the... Seffi, this is the Wani gator. You fucking clown. Why did you open the... Because my brain is somewhere else. Listen, I might be stupid. But... Okay, let's take a look at the basic set. Okay, so Fang's wings are, like, below. They're like... actually slightly lower. Same with the parents? Yeah, with the dad and the mom, maybe a little bit. Interestingly enough, right? Everyone has feet, but not Fang's mom. Chopped off at the ankles. Let's take one more look for Nasser. Maybe it's just a male thing, which honestly would be kind of cute. No, yeah. I think it's just a man thing. Like the men have taller wings. Which, you know, I'm all for some dimorphism in places people don't think about. How do these anonymous crimes work on dinos? Because they're yeah, how would that work? Like, human skin colors only go so far, but if you can call a man purple, it's like, man, we just trimmed it down by like 75%. And with the gender, man, we're down to like 10. We got like 10% of the population. And that's before we include any other characteristics. Oof. Naomi's smile fell. Oh no, she doesn't really come to any of Nasipu's track meets. None? That seems... If you're gonna talk, take a seat, boy. A voice like a powerful truck rolling over a gravel road. I think you mean a Ford Ram. And sent a shiver down my spine. I turned my attention to the large Taro male who was sitting just past Naomi. I could tell that he owned a Dodge Ram because even from here I could tell that his penis was microscopic. And also he was fucking stupid enough to buy a Dodge Ram. Like, the finances on that thing don't make any sense whatsoever. I should know my parents won't shut the hell up about it. About how their current fucking whatever the hell it was is super economical and can only appreciate in value. And I keep telling them that's not how electric cars work. They only go down in price. You can never upsell them. He looked even more like Nasser up close, just taller and more solidly built. Though he had a number of scars on his face, like a scar face, a face which looked like it was permanently locked into a frown. It even had a chunk missing out of his crest. What does that have to do with his face? What is wrong with your face? Thinking about it, yeah, the few expressions we have of him, he's always kind of scowling. Wearing a business casual button-up, slacks, and suspenders. Oh my god, he gave me the impression of someone who wanted to establish a certain presence at all time. Even at a sporting event to cheer on his own son. Oh my god, Inco, don't fucking give this man a fashion critique. Now is not the time, please. If you gotta suck a penis, do it somewhere else. That, and his glare was enough to make me step back from him before I registered what he said. Oh, yeah, sir. Took the open seat that was between me and Naomi and leaned forward. Hi, I'm Inco. I'm Nasa and Naomi's friend, I said, extending a hand past Naomi in greeting. I'm here to super ultra mega cuck my good friend Nasa. You know, he's into that stuff, and I was a little awkward about it, but you know what? Naomi's gonna pay me $50 for it, so I was okay with it. He even wants me to man the camera. I gotta say, it's like I'm moving up in the world. No! Inco, please. My boy. Oh. The towering man was sitting with his arms crossed and gave my gesture a long, scrutinizing look before separating his arms. Don't listen, my man. Don't fucking mix your vowels. Before separating his arms and reaching over, don't fucking mix your vowels! Your verbs! And grabbed my hand. His massive hand. He's not that big. Dwarfed mine and squeezed. Actually, is it that big? His hand's actually pretty. Oh god, his hand is actually pretty big. Bigger than his face! Enough to make a few joints in my hand pop, which made me reflexively grunt. At a single powerful jerking motion, he shook my hand once and released it. Did you have to call it a jerking motion? As I took my hand back and rubbed to ease the aching, one movement caught my eye. Are you a T-Rex? A much smaller, more petite Taro woman leaned out from behind Mr. How do you know his fucking name? He didn't introduce himself. She looked quite a bit like Fang, though the woman's scales were more blue and her hair was a bright blonde. The grass-green dress she sported was simple, but it gave her a strong classic mom vibes to complement the general air. Stop commenting on her farts! Also, I was pretty sure she was looking at me. It wasn't easy to tell because her eyes were permanently squinted down. Her head still faces you, man. That fucking beak gets it. Oh, listen, man. The way their skull is structured, they cannot give you side glances. Okay? The bridge of the nose is in the way. It's in the way with humans a lot of the time, too, you know? You know, I will say, the writing has picked up a little bit, other than this motherfucker being stupid enough to mix his verbs. Also, I'm pretty sure she was looking at me again. How could she see like that? Well, maybe she has light sensitivity like you moron! But she never got glasses for it. Why wouldn't Inco even consider that? Aren't you like a... God, whatever. Hello, dear. Oh, hello, dear. Nasser mentioned you before. My name is Samantha, and this is my husband, Ripley. It's a pleasure to meet you too, ma'am. Why would you not say you too? Isn't this... Oh, how charming. I like how she titters. Because she's a fucking old mom. Mr. Aaron's eyes shifted sideways to look at me again, but only for a moment before returning his focus to the field. Oh, so did you see Nasser? Yep, got a shot of him doing warm-ups, and I think it turned out all right. Oh, did you? I pulled out the camera and turned the display back on. The first picture was of King Rex billowing like a volcano. Naomi let out a disappointed grunt. Oh, you idiot, you showed them the wrong one! Well, I could hear Mr. Aaron give an annoyed grunt. Quickly clicking over to the next picture, I tilted the screen for them to see better. As promised, it was Nasser doing his prep stretches. Naomi let out a little squeal. I looked over and even Mr. Aaron for a brief moment at a smirk on his beak before it evaporated. Fortunately for Mrs. Aaron, she couldn't see from her position on the side of the titanic mass that was her husband. Listen, just hit him with an ice cube and he'll sink into the floor. Titanic man. So, you know how apparently, like, you know how there's like a Titanic Transformer? I had that one apparently as a kid. I lost it. Who knows where it is now? But I had it, and I didn't know it had anything to do with the fucking Titanic. I was just like, oh cool, it's a steamer. May I see, dear? I hesitated for a moment. I didn't like anyone else touching my camera, but it was a picture of a son. I grimaced a tiny bit before handing it over. Please be careful with it. Oh, he's giving me the Mr. Aaron first. We're playing telephone here. Of course. He grunted before delicately, but firmly, taking the camera. He angled it towards her wife with a little small motherly laugh. How would you know? How would you know? You have no mom. Her smile widening appreciably. After that, he handed me the camera back. I heard a tiny, imperceptible sigh of relief. We're going to take more? That was the plan. I'll see if there are any good shots. If I see any good shots, I was planning on taking them. Figured Nasser would like some shots of him at work. Oh, I'm sure he would. The PA system crackled to life, cutting our conversation, and the announcer indicated that the events would be beginning momentarily, which elicited cheers from the spectators. Wasn't it official that she's ex-Air Force? She's ex-Air Force? I mean, that would probably make Ripley shrink away, yes. It's not because of the whole, like, husband-wife dynamic. It's because she both cooks his meals, kicks him out of the house, and knows how to twist his arm so hard he can't write for a week. Minimum. We watched as the athletes finished their warm-up. Most of them walked across the field, and most of them walked off field to clear it. Apparently, NASA will be competing in the 400 and 800 meters dash. Meters? You live in America, my man. Those are yard dashes or feet sprints. Naomi was more than happy to gush about the details, and I split my attention between listening to her and watching. You can do both. Why can't you do both? Hold up. Someone is being a jerk. I gotta teach. How many times have we gotta teach you this lesson, old man? Oh. I need to refill my water bottle, but now is not the time. Let's see. Event after event progressed. Progressed? You mean they finished? They didn't progress? Like, progress implies... Like, the whole event is progressing, right? But the individual events start and finish. They do not progress, they are done. Event after event passed by until it was finally Nas's turn to take to the track. Naomi began to scream louder than I thought was possible out of the girl. What really sent me to chuckles were Nasser's parents. The parents are the noun and they are plural, so they were. Actually, no. Because, yeah, no, it's referring to what, right? So it's singular. Or is what? Oh, God, I don't know. This is one of those goofy English moments where I don't know anymore. Because I technically was... Mr. Aaron let out a mighty roar of a yell. Just call it a mighty roar! Why do you have to call it a roar of a yell? Why are you so insecure? Mr. Aaron let out a mighty roar of support. Doesn't that sound 15 fucking times better than a mighty roar of a yell of support? You loser! You fucking weak-spined mimic! That was only dwarfed in volume and Mrs. Aaron sticking 2 fingers into her mouth and firing off the loudest whistle I've heard in my life. Can't they just whistle normally? You know, because they're almost the birds. Not wanting to leave my friends hanging, I joined in. I started hitting my chest like Donkey Kong, going, ooh, 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 ooh. Just like a caveman should. He looked up to where we were and waved, and the 4 of us waved back. So another valuable lesson I learned today. NASA was fast. Never actually figured those trophies at school were... Not that I ever thought those trophies at school weren't earned legitimately, but seeing the young Why do you call it... He's your age! Oh, no, wait, he's younger, right? No, he's the younger brother. I think he skipped a class or something? He graduates in... I didn't even know, man. The timelines are weird. Blast off the starting block and almost glide across the ground as he ran. Well, seeing is believing, as they say. I absolutely took as many pictures as I could manage. Though tragically, the 400-meter finish, which NASA won, was a blurred mess when Naomi had jumped out of a seat and shook me in excitement right as I snapped the picture. I got a small chuckle out of NASA's parents, and Naomi was effused in her apology. And thankfully, there was no repeat when NASA took first place at the 800-meter dash. Damn. Seriously, the wings can only get in the way, right? Like, surely a more land-based, smaller species is better for this. Although I heard the long leg... I don't even know which one of those... Okay, so listen. We don't talk about the Aaron family blowtorch incident. Listen, what they do in the bedroom is their problem, but if your dad physically cannot get out of bed because he's been blowtorched to the knees, you need to start thinking about whatever your kink is practical or not. Once everything was said and done, the announcer thanked everyone for attending, and we began the agonizing process of shuffling our way back to crowd level. It was slow going, but inevitably we were back on terra firma. NASA was idly talking to King Rex until we managed to make it to the divider fence. Reed fired off his famed double-finger gun. I have no idea how he managed that in that suit. Before heading off, again, you already made that joke. If you're not, like, this doesn't even make sense within the grander context of things. Mr. Aaron watched him go, but quickly turned his attention back to his son when Mrs. Aaron and Naomi let out a cheer, being able to congratulate Nasser in person. Once the trio gave their congrats, Nasser was able to turn his attention to me. Hey, Inco, glad you could make it. Well, thanks for the invite. It was really cool to watch. Didn't know people could even go that fast. Well, thanks, man. Nasa, dear, Inco also took pictures. Oh, yeah? Nasa said. Looks like he was beginning to crash now from the heart. Yeah, he's no adrenaline. He's gonna turn into a big old sloppy jalopy, as they say. Man, how about we eat somewhere so Nasa can recharge? Mr. Aaron suggested cutting in. Everyone else agreed. Well, that's probably a good idea. I guess I'll see you Monday. Isn't English like weekdays are uppercase? Better than the cheese grater incident. Fair enough. Listen, right now I'm a little lanky and my throat's a little fucked up. I'm doing my best, okay? I just want to watch this video on a guy who's talking about how there's a memory card that needs batteries. It's just sometimes in life, you know, the things you want and the things you need are different things. Okay, I'm just gonna see if there's new comments because listen. Where are my responses? My throat's so fucked up, man. How did this happen? I don't know. I've not been screaming all that much. Not that this would happen, but hey. Maybe I'm a little sick boy. A little sick weenie. Sick weenie? Segway? Linguini? Maybe it's all the teriyaki burger. No, Inco, you can come with us. That's fine, right? He turned his attention to his parents. His mom just smiled gently. Why does she have to smile gently? Why can't she just smile? His mom just smiled, looking content with the request, while his dad turned his head to consider me for a moment. Fine. Need a ride. Oh, no, it's fine. You guys go enjoy yourself. I just head home. It's a short walk. I said, waving off. Is it now? It looked like his frown deepened slightly. Was that really that odd? Well, you know, Suites 73? I tilted my head in the direction of the apartment's suites. Wait, is this the suite life? On deck? Really? Mr. Aaron said, quirking an eyebrow with mild surprise. Yeah, my parents are architects, so we move around a lot. Suppose they've gotten a house more in the suburbs, you know, plans change. Ended up getting an apartment close to school. Mr. Aaron considered me again before blinking and turning away. All right, you be safe, kid. Mrs. Aaron looked back for another second, looking somewhat disappointed before catching up to her husband's side. You sure, man? Nasser asked, also looking a bit unhappy. Listen, it's fine. You guys go have fun. I wanted to get the pictures back up so I could send to you later anyway. Oh, you could also show them to Mr. Principal Spears. Why? Why? Because they're good pictures, Inco. And they'd look good added to the school paper or the yearbook. Oh, that's a good point, babe. Really? I didn't think they were bad pictures, but good enough for the yearbook? Don't they usually hire actual professional photographers for that kind of thing? Wouldn't there be one here? I guess I'll think about it. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. With that, they bid me farewell, and I went home. Eating with them would have been fun, but it also felt like I'd be intruding on the family affair. Nasa was my friend, but that hardly meant I could just barge into his home situation like that. Still, would have been fun. So, we all know that the real reason is that the author wants to get to the actual plot in Snoot game. Like a fucking coward, instead of writing an actual fun scene where these characters have a moment together. Because that would require changing the plot too much. I'm just saying he's a big fat coward and he needs to put on his little diaper with how insecure his writing is and how everything just fucking falls apart. That's all I'm saying. I do. Oh god, I'm dying.